if someone implements this, what does it look like? Well, then you have this beautiful portfolio. We have our gold bucket, a red bucket, and our green bucket. It's not that you put 1/3 in each one. I just made it look pretty by doing 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Each client is going to have their own customized special portfolio allocation depending on what your goals are. But up to this point, all you've worried about is your growth assets. You wanted to grow your assets as much as possible so you'd have the most money when you retired so you could take the most income off of it. You really didn't worry while you're working about principal protection and lifetime income because you're making a salary so you don't need to have extra lifetime income at that point. And you really didn't worry about too much liquid assets because you're making a salary, and none of our clients really overspend. They have a net income, they spend this amount, and they usually had some type of buffer above that, so they never worried about anything. At this point, growth was the only thing you worried about. At retirement now, the number one most important thing you have to worry about is how much income do you need for life? And it's kind of funny because Jim and I have clients, first meetings come in all the time, and we're talking, and then a lot of them will ask, but they'll ask us, Dan, Jim, we don't know how much income we're going to need at retirement. And we kind of tease them. We say, are you kidding? They go, no, we don't know how much income. I go, are you kidding? They say, no, we really need to know how much income. I go, are you kidding? I go, it's very simple. The one thing that'll tell you how much income you need for retirement is what? It's called the B word. It's called the budget. And if we calculate out the budget, it's going to show us exactly what you need to spend, not a tight budget, but a budget that will make sure each month you have enough money coming in to pay for everything. And then we want to build a plan, not on that budget, but on a significant amount of income above that budget. So we do the budget, we create guaranteed lifetime income to satisfy the budget. How much liquidity do we need is number 2. And now growth is no longer number 1. Growth still should be in there, but it needs to be number 3. And a lot of times when I show people this order, income, liquidity, and growth, they ask my partner Jim, are you saying we're old? We're not saying you're old. We're just saying you're a lot older than you used to be, just like we are, right? So we have to rearrange how your money is to make sure that things happen right for the next 25 or 30 years for you. So if we use the green bucket, what does that mean? We just tell you specifically, we're only going to use contractually guaranteed insurance products. They're called fixed index annuities with an income rider. And I say, oh my gosh, Dan said the bad A word, annuities. Well, that could be true if you're talking about a variable annuity, because variable annuities get 99% of the bad press, but they lump them under annuities. A variable annuity goes up and down with the stock market. You could lose 50% or more in many of them, and it could have fees as high as 6.5%. Why would anyone ever invest in that? If you were told that before you invested, is because they don't tell you. You invest the money, then you get mad later because you bought something you shouldn't have bought. Just pretend that this type of green annuity gives you principal protection, contractually guarantees you'll never have a loss from the stock market, gives you income contractually guaranteed for life, whether you're single or married, and it's going to be some of the highest levels of income you can get out of any asset. Gives us some of the gains without any risk. If we're deferring, gives you potential income increases and has some of the lowest fees out of any asset you can put your money into. Don't have to believe me now, but if it works like that, would that be okay for some of the money we're trying to reduce risk and create income from? How about liquid bucket at the bank? You know how that works, but we don't want you to put money in the bank just so you can watch it and hoard it. We tell you to put money in the bank because it's much easier to spend money in the bank than spending money in the stock market, because the market goes up and down. You don't know when to take it out. The bank, you can use it, and we want you to add money to the bank every month by giving you more money than you need to spend. And we still need growth, but we're going to use all professionally managed assets, low-cost funds, ETFs, or no-cost types of stocks. We're going to focus on risk mitigation as our goals and stopping large losses. We use volatility hedging, and there's no trading costs when we make the changes. If we use this type of portfolio, these 3 buckets, for 95% of our clients, if we use this, we can get them down to 5% or less overall risk, meaning using these 3 buckets, market crashes 50%, they're going to be projected in writing to lose 5% or less. And if you could have all of these things, guaranteed income and guaranteed principal and liquidity, and then growth with some risk, isn't that how you want your portfolio allocated to give you the best chance of success at retirement time? And there's 2 other asset classes that will come under this growth. The first is going to be real estate. This isn't your home. Your home counts at your home. We don't count it as an asset other than for legacy planning because you need someplace to live. But if you have rentals, like a lot of our clients do, we use that and we put in the income stream as part of your retirement income plan. So we encompass real estate now into your plan that other advisors don't do. And then about 1 out of 6 of our clients likes to self-manage some of their own assets. They like to be very aggressive. We had a client give an example. They had about $3.3 million of assets. We put a plan together. He had been managing the money for the last 30 years, but they're both 70 now, and both of them said he really didn't want to do that anymore because it was stressing him out, and then because of him being stressed out, she was stressed out. So they came to us and he said, here's the $3.3 million, put it in your plan, show me what you recommend. I go, all of it? He goes, yeah. I go, I don't think that's a good idea. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, you've been doing this for over 30 years. why don't we keep some money out and put it in the self-managed? He goes, because I just don't want to do it. I go, do you still like it? He goes, yeah, it's exciting to me. I said, okay, if you have 3.3 million, why don't we put 300,000 there? You be as aggressive as you want. I'll use 3 million for the rest of your plan. And if I can make the rest of the plan work to minimize your risk and give you income forever, will that be okay? He said, oh my gosh, I didn't know we could do that. I didn't know you'd let us manage some of our own money. I go, it's your money. You have to decide this. So that's how we created the plan, which worked great. So this is how we will allocate every single client's monies. I don't know how much will go here, 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 or whether you have this or this, but it makes it simple for you to start seeing because it's a schematic, the graph that shows how things will move forward.